All right, guys, we're going to talk about the bench press, and I'm actually going to have Jeff Miller walk me through step by step how I'm going to execute my bench press.
All right, so I like to think from the top down. First thing I want somebody to do, what I'm going to have Jen do, she's going to retract her shoulder blades while keeping her arms straight. A lot of people retract the shoulder blades and start bending their arms. Arms are completely straight. She's retracting her shoulder blades, and then she's dropping them down like she's trying to put them in her back pocket. So together and down. It's gonna give you a very stable base to push from as you're on the bench. All right, so I want you to lay down in that position. So a lot of people overlook the simple things, like hand position. We always wanna make sure our hands are even on the bar. Different grips, obviously, there's wider grips, mid grips, closer grips. Today we're just gonna go index or middle finger on the ring, making sure that those hands are even. So right now, we still have our shoulder blades retracted and down. That is what's allowing us to force our chest up. A lot of people will start to push their chest up and then their butt starts to come up, and that's gonna give you while you're benching, it's gonna have your body come like this and your butt's gonna lift right up off the bench. So if she can keep those retracted, keep in this position, and use that as the means to get her chest up, she will be in a much better position to push from. So now we have our hands even, we have our shoulder blades back and down. She's crushing this bar in her hands as hard as she can. The tighter you are, the more kinetic energy you're gonna be able to build on the way down or the eccentric portion of the lift, and you're gonna have more power to push up from. So staying tight throughout the entire movement, regardless of what lift it is, bench, squat, deadlift, whatever it is, that is extremely important to stay as tight as you can get. So right now, she's crushing that bar. She has her shoulder blades locked back and down. So let's look at the legs now. As we're going down the body, everything's tight, looking at the legs. Another piece that a lot of people miss. The legs are extremely tight throughout the whole movement. And when you hear the term leg drive, what a lot of people think is, again, pushing up this way. Pushing up this way. She's actually driving her toes forward so that it's pushing her backwards. So when she's coming up and she's benching, she's driving herself backwards, and that is what is allowing her to get that leg drive. Now, we have our position. One thing I also want to mention is that you are putting all of your weight onto your trap area. You really want to be driving those traps into the bench while you're keeping those shoulder blades locked back and down. So all our weight is on those traps. Bar is super tight. We're in position. And the hand are off. Tight. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 3 here. So see how tight she's staying throughout the whole movement. She's staying tight on her chest. No looseness. If we get loose, the bar starts to wiggle around, bar starts to move, you lose power. It's much easier if you can stay tight throughout that whole movement. One other thing I would like to mention on that is when she's benching, you'll see that her elbows drop straight under her wrist. You want to make sure that you're not letting those elbows drive forward. Again, you're going to lose power. You're not going to be in the most powerful position to push that bar back up. So as those shoulder blades are locked back and down, those elbows are dropping right underneath your wrists. That's going to give you the best position to push from, especially if you get into a position where you are fighting to lock it out. If you're in that position, it's going to give you much more of a chance to hit it. So that is a basic technical aspect of the bench press.
Awesome. Thanks.